everyone, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's topic, I believe this came through to me from a Telegram chat. There's different ways to get to me. If you want to go through my blog, send me an email, join us on Telegram, even Patreon. I get people asking me all kinds of cool questions, and this, I think, was one from the Telegram chat. So I'll just go ahead and go forward here. And the topic is, can humans fly? So, question, Lynn, blog reading request idea from me. I used to insist that I knew how to fly when I was younger, and as time went on, kind of shrugged it off, but I still remember feeling that way. It was as if I knew we were much bigger energetically and physically before coming into this 3D life. What I'm wondering is it possible for someone to learn how to hover or even fly in this 3D world? Is there a way for someone to manipulate their own gravity field or what, right? So for example, there are claims of monks that know how to hover or fly. I believe they live in the Himalayan mountains. I somehow think there is some truth to this because I've seen things like Peter Pan's Happy Thoughts, flying system, superhero movies, etc. Usually these things come from somewhere, either in a universal knowledge or from them putting bits of truth out there for us to see. My theory is that it's possible for us, but we have to be in a very high vibrational state to do these things. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this, and thank you for all that you do. And I really thought this was a great question. And as I went there and I focused on this, I get there's actually two phases of, and I kind of went down the levitation path versus just flying. When I think of flying, I'm thinking of a bird flapping their wings and flying, and relating that to a human flapping their arms and flying. I don't think it exactly works that way. It's more like this levitation experience is what I felt. And I saw two phases to that. One is a physical 3D aspect, and the other is a more energetic self. So you have your physical body, and then you have your energetic body. And so there's varying degrees of how this can actually happen. I got that when someone's of a higher vibration, they are in the right mental mindset, meaning their delta waves are what is basically going on. And then they have the ability to levitate, but you have to be very, very delta and theta mindset, to be able to do that. It's much easier to energetically levitate versus physically levitate. And for that reason, during meditation, you feel lighter. You might even feel disconnected from your body totally, because you're essentially, it's like your spiritual self is levitating and your energetic self is levitating outside your physical presence. Like once you're back in your 3D body, it almost anchors you down. But when you let that go and you're able to elevate yourself, then it just creates this disconnected feeling. And those that meditate can understand what I'm saying more so than even just hearing my words. You've had that experience yourself. So if you hold yourself in a higher vibration, even beyond meditation, you would first energetically levitate out of your body and allow yourself to rise, and the lack of gravity impacting your 3D self will then catch up with you and allow your physical self to rise too. But this takes a lot of practice and patience and really being in tune with yourself to do so. Most times I don't talk about myself during a reading, but I actually have a personal story about levitation, and it might explain the process or what I'm trying to say here even a little better. I've been practicing meditating for several years now, and I had a situation where I had a disagreement, and I went to bed. I felt really upset, and when I woke up in the morning, I knew that it was in my greater good to meditate, clear my chakras, focus on eliminating energy, and just release and purge all that heaviness I was holding on to. So I laid down flat, I got really relaxed, and I got really deep into meditating. I cleared each chakra, and then I visualized allowing my negativity to just flow out the bottom of my feet. And I was really, really very deep into it. I could feel that it's like I was not part of my physical body. Just energetically, everything felt very light, and it felt very kind of clean. And when you think about it, negativity, it's a very low vibration. So when you get that out of your body, I mean, just that in itself is a really healthy practice for anyone. But I got to this point where I was feeling so light, like I was not within my physical self, or I could feel myself mentally detaching from my physical self. And then what I felt was I just didn't have any weight to my body. I was at total peace. I just had this most zen feeling about me. It was like I was aware that I was there, but I was not feeling very grounded or rooted. And I just went with that sensation. And then the next thing that I know, it was as if there was a cord attached to my belly button, and I felt myself, it's almost like I was being pulled up, or it almost had this weird sucking type of a feeling. If you've ever seen a rag doll that's completely relaxed, their head might hang back and the feet might droop down, and you just pull them up by the middle. That's how it felt to me. And I was only probably an inch or two up when it really startled me. It was like I went from this very relaxed state of being to realizing, it's almost like my rational conscious mind caught up really quick and was like, whoa, what's going on? And kind of had this startling feeling, and it snapped me out of all of it. And I was really bummed out. But it was an awesome experience that unfortunately I've had a lot of trouble trying to replicate, because I think it just has to happen. And from that point forward, I knew that it would be possible in the right state of mind with practice. You can't let it startle you. And there's just a lot that goes into it. But is it possible? Yes, I do see it's very possible. And you first start with practicing disconnecting your energetic self and allowing it to rise up. And then from there, you work to create a situation where your physical self can catch up to it. So absolutely, I think humans have the ability. You just have to work and dedicate yourself to really trying to do that. And that's really all I have for this reading. If any of you have had an experience like that, or have advice or tips for anybody else, please feel free to leave a comment and share, because I think supporting each other will help us realize that, all things are possible. You just have to believe in it and work at it. So I will leave you with that. And again, I am Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.